I got a genuine question for you too. So back to something that Sergio mentioned earlier today about women having rosters where a girl can be getting the meat, the money, energy, attention, and time from one guy, but giving the sex to a Chad. Is this that similar situation where you got this friend giving the money, energy, attention, and time?
Well, maybe not money, but he gives a lot of energy, attention, and
resources.
Time to you.
Yeah, we're just like, it's just a normal friendship. I feel like it's just.
Well, guys need to be careful with that type of stuff because we get emotionally invested. Like we get very emotionally invested. Guys, you gotta realize guys kill themselves at 4 times the rate of women, 9 times the rate after a divorce. So like we are extremely emotional and like we get extremely invested in things, extremely invested in women. So like I feel bad for the guy, kind of like what he's saying. Like he's probably very invested in you, and then he doesn't really get anything out of it in return. I mean, he gets your attention, I guess. He gets to talk to you, but it doesn't really mean a lot.
So can I ask? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask? Do you guys believe that women and men can have a 100% platonic friendship and not have feelings for each other?
He gotta believe it. He in them.
Yeah, I got tons of friends that are girls, and like even so, like here's the thing. Even as like growing up and stuff like that, like I said, I'm a very rare person. Like I think maybe 5% of guys can do something like this. Like it's a very rare thing. It's not something that every guy can do because a lot of guys, it's all about abundance. If you don't have abundance and options, then you sit there and you treat women very differently. Yeah. But I have 4 sisters. I have 2 moms. Like I literally grew up like in a church in a big community of bunch of men and women together and shit.
Are you the only boy?
Of my family? Yes.
So I'll say this, no. So if it's platonic on accident, meaning so you'll know it's platonic if you try to go there and you both say, you know what? I don't want to mess up the friendship. You got a platonic friendship. But if you roll it over and say, come get this, and I'm slipping in, then it's not platonic. He's been waiting on that opportunity. And let's be fair, some of y'all got some thought ways as well. You be trying to get it as well from him as well. So it depends on you. You will know if it's platonic, if when you guys have the opportunity to do it, and then you guys choose not to, then it's real platonic. But a lot of y'all saying it's platonic, y'all ain't even been there yet.
Yeah.
So, sir, do you have women friends, or are you allowed to? Like, how does that work?
No. So I have sisters.
Okay.
Yeah. So my wife, first of all, is a little bit crazy. But the other thing is I talk a lot, and a lot of women like to be talked to. So a conversation, you could, in some women's mind, you talk a lot. They've developed something for you based off of conversation. So what I've learned is my friend is my wife. I have sisters and people that I respect and talk to. Be the most attractive person. That's my sister. And that helps to keep boundaries and keep respect. And then just being selfish, as a person who's grown in influence, ain't nobody about to catch no case with me. You sis. You see what I'm saying? Oh. So I protect myself from the emotional part, but then my reputation as well.
That's very smart, bro. I could agree with that. No. I gotta kind of get to this one last thing, and then we'll do like the last question. I want to know. Actually, no. We'll just go ahead and get to the last part because it might take a little bit. So the last part that I like to do is I like to rate people based off of a number of what I see you as in a relationship. So it's not based off y'all's beauty. 5 is average. So there's nothing wrong with a 5 because there's nothing wrong with being average in a relationship, guys. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. So I'm gonna give y'all a number afterwards. Y'all get to give me a number back. You get to say, well, you were an asshole to your girlfriend earlier, so that makes you a 3 or whatever you want.
Is it a scale from 1 to 10?
Yeah, it's 1 to 10. So yeah, y'all get to give me a number back, and then let me know what y'all thought about the show. Also, and Sir Hill, he's also gonna go. We're both gonna do it. I'll start on your end. How old were you again?
27. So
age has a little bit to do with this because I'm just kind of speaking for other guys, I guess, in my position, like high 6-figure earners that are 6 foot tall and kind of have options. Okay. From my point of view, I don't take girls seriously that are around your age. My girl's 23. I'm 32. Now, like, there are plenty of guys out here that would love somebody like that, but I'm basing my number based off of me personally, Okay. So I would probably give you like more like a 4 or a 5, but it's just because of the age thing. Otherwise, you're really good. Like you actually you're willing to listen. I base a lot of this number based off of how well people were at not interrupting, how well they're at listening. How much they pay attention, stuff like that, because that means that you're coachable, like we were talking about. Mm-hmm. Very good, wifey material when you're able to sit there and be coached and not argue and interrupt and all that shit. Actually, I'll take you up to like a 5 or 6, honestly. Like the age, like, wow. and as they always say, black don't crack. So like you're probably gonna look good at a higher age. I got to bring up something else though. There's something called the wall, ladies. I don't know when the wall happens. It's a mental thing for each woman, and it's different for each one of you. It's based off of your own beauty and your own confidence and the amount of men that are coming in and hitting you up. But y'all will hit a wall at a certain point, and that might be at 30, 35, whatever it is, and you're going to realize you're not pulling the amount of men or the quality of men that you were pulling when you were 21. And the big thing that I like to teach on the show is be extremely careful with your body. Protect your womb. Be celibate. And then when you do find the right person, like just just make sure to not give it up. Make sure to vet very hard. Look for red flags. There's a lot of things that people just are kind of skipping today, and you need to like look at all those little details to know, do they have a 401k, shit like that. If there's a special type of guy that you want to be with that's a lawyer or something, you should try to figure out how to work under them. That's another tip that I sometimes give. Go to charity events, go to networking events. That's where you find guys that are on their purpose. But yeah, that's it. Otherwise, you're really good. Like I'm not trying to give you a bad number at all, because you're going to do really good probably. Like I have a lot of faith that you'll probably be married in the next 5 years. If you want that. Do you even want that?
I do want to get married.
Yeah, I think I got faith in you. For you, second time coming back, right? You're a little bit different this time. You listened really well. You're willing to like really just learn everything. I feel like you really came here today, like basically with a notebook open, trying to learn some shit. Especially with Sir Hale here speaking some fire. But yeah, like you're gonna do really good too. Like, how old are you again?
I'm 26.
Yeah, honestly, you're like at a 7, probably, maybe even higher. I really think that you're gonna do good. Like this whole table was really good. Nobody was rude. Nobody interrupted. We didn't have no bullshit. So this whole table did really good when it comes to those type of features, I guess you could say. But yeah, you're doing fine. You'll be great. For you, you're younger, 22, right?
21.
21. Okay, yeah. So I mean, you're already in a relationship too. I always say girls that are in relationships, obviously, you get a good number because you're doing something correct. I don't know what the fuck you're doing correct, but you're doing something correct because you're in a relationship. So you're automatically gonna get like a 7, 8. You're young also, so because of that, your fertility and everything makes you very valuable to most men. Like you could probably leverage yourself to get a really good guy. You're willing to listen. You're willing to change. You're willing to learn. That's all the traits that we need. That's what you're willing to be. You were even saying that like you can understand that sometimes the guy is gonna have multiple options. And honestly, this sounds fucked up to some people, but in the black community, because men are so sought after, like there's so many people going after y'all's guys in all the races. There's white girls coming after you guys, Hispanic girls coming after you guys. If y'all can accept something like that, sometimes you're more likely to lock down the high value guy. And with today's like world and culture and shit, there's way more people going towards Muslims or Islam, way more people going towards the multiple wives route and shit. So if y'all already get into use of that or get used to that right now, you might be ahead of everybody else in 10, 20 years.